So we built our game for a mobile device for the first time. Will it work? Will it work? No!
So Lifeslide's development has been going a little bit more slowly the past couple weeks. We had some company tasks that we needed to take care of. The mafia came, said they wanted the drug money back and this whole thing, so yeah. But that doesn't mean we don't have cool things to show you.
We've been focusing our efforts on content creation, research and development of custom tools that help us easily create content for the game. So stick around to see what else we have been doing. Or don't.
If you have watched our previous videos, you will know that the levels in Lifeslide are semi-procedurally generated. If you haven't watched them, go watch them now. Seriously. Go. Alright. I say semi-procedurally because they aren't completely generated by code. A level designer has to create the base level segments, which the code will then use to generate the final level. So, my job is to work on procedural level design, and it is a bit different than traditional level design. In traditional level design, you put objects wherever you want them to be, and thus create the play area and maybe even tell a story. In procedural level design, however, there are quite a few variables I have to consider. I have to make the level with the thought that it will end up differently during the game, and I have to make sure that the level will be playable and fun no matter how the generation goes. And of course, there is no error-proof way of doing this. You have to test everything again and again and again, and you'd still miss a thing or two, like this flying rock in the air. Hooray for procedural level design! Another thing I have to keep in mind is the modular level design. Each level consists of a bunch of segments which are placed in random order. My job is to make sure that all the segments work together regardless of the order.
And my job as an artist is to make sure that the level designer uses props with suited colors to achieve a consistent look. So I've been using Mitko's Vertex Painter to paint all props before Danny can use them. There was just this one tiny issue with the Vertex Painter.
The Vertex Painter is great, but it doesn't change the source FBX files. Instead, I made it so it creates an additional asset file. And the asset file can be anything. It can hold any sort of information. And in this case, it's a mesh. The problem with this format is that we can't import it in the modeling application. So if we want to make changes to the mesh, we need to make them to the existing FBX file and then paint the model from scratch and create a new asset file. So basically, if we want to make the slightest change to a mesh, the whole art team starts cursing because they have to do everything all over again. That's why I added the import color system, which lets us import colors from already painted meshes. And there are two modes. The first one will map each vertex by index and will blindly copy its color. And if the mesh has been changed, well, you probably get a shit result, because the vertex indices are a bit different. The second mode will project the painted mesh over the new mesh and will copy vertex colors based on vertex proximity. This maps vertex colors pretty accurately. And this is how Mitko's programming saves the day!
Danny gets the privilege to test out new tools and create level segments for Lifeslide with them.
Oh, Mitko's tools, man, they're full of bugs!
I'm doing my best, dude!
You're not doing enough!
While we're still on the painting topic, the Vertex Painter is super handy. Being able to paint directly in Unity is a huge time saver. We only glimpsed at it in our last video, but now I'm going to tell you how I use it. First, I fill the whole segment with a light gray color so I have a sort of a neutral canvas. Then I pick some shade of the main color for the segment, I lower the opacity, max out the feather and start painting sparsely. That allows me to mix colors later on. Then I start trying out different colors one by one. In the case of the hills, I start with a light fresh green. I scatter it, and because I'm keeping the opacity low, the colors mix. With the eyedropper, I pick the new colors produced by mixing and I paint on top until I get a color that I'm satisfied with. I then save it in the color library and continue the process. I paint the whole segment that way and only use full opacity at the edges of the segments. There and on hilltops I use less saturated colors.
I've been trying to figure out how to make good looking grass for as long as I can remember. It's not my job to make the grass for all level segments, but I'm the one who has to come up with the formula that others will use. I want to make the grass randomly generated, so I started working on the grass generator. And the grass generator is a builder class component which starts working after the level's geometry has been generated. There are other builder class components, but I'm going to talk about them some other time. What's awesome about the grass generator is that it has a visual editor which lets me intuitively define the area that I want to have the grass generated in. And this same area gets extruded along with the rest of the level during runtime. And this is super easy to set up. What's bad about it is that it uses hundreds of raycasts to define where grass spawns, and also it creates tons of vertices. And the whole thing just looks horrible actually. Here, check it out. Ugh. So after a couple of sleepless nights, I decided that it would be better to leave the grass to the artists and make a dedicated grass painting tool that will allow them to create the grass right inside the editor. This tool lets them paint grass on a low poly mesh. It kind of works like the grass painter tool of the Unity terrain system, but instead of using texture maps to control where the grass is placed, it uses mesh polygon data. I've given the artists a lot of control over the brush behavior and the generation. I think it's safe to say that this tool is a lot more functional than the terrain grass painter in Unity. If it only wasn't that freakishly slow! I've also been working on scripted events lately, and I wish I could say more about them, but they're just scripted events. Player goes somewhere and something happens, so yeah.
Meanwhile, Anya and I have been busy, but actually not with anything Lifeslide related. No, it's not drug money and mafia too. Since we already have all concepts for Lifeslide and the UI isn't the agenda, we started a small side project which is a UI package that we're going to publish on the asset store and maybe some other places too. We've been designing all sorts of buttons, panels, progress bars and other elements in the past few weeks. We chose a cartoony Stone Age theme for this, and I think that even if we don't make any revenue out of it, it is still a good practice and a fun thing to do, and it's time well spent. We've been working closely with Mitko in order to make sure that the UI is properly designed to work with the Unity engine. But he keeps piling all those restrictions and rules, and he's kind of getting on my nerves. Plus he sounds like he's making up stuff just to make things harder for us. I don't know guys, what do you think? Should we trust Mitko? Is Mitko a trustworthy guy?
Alright, that wasn't Lifeslide related, but we're approaching a stage of development where we're going to actually start marketing the game. For that purpose, we'll need some fancy art and screenshots, so you can expect some new content from us very soon. In the meantime, have this non-copyrighted photo of kittens!
We also have some of the music for the game already, as well as a system that blends music tracks seamlessly when the levels change. But we're going to leave this topic for the next video because it's a vast one. We're working with music composer Alexander Kostov and we have some amazing results. We can't wait for you to hear some samples of the music in our next video, so we're going to do our best to upload it as soon as possible.
We'll even do an interview with Alexander in his studio, so you'll be able to see how the musical magic happens.
And I want to talk about how we're going to make the water in the game, because
Dude, we don't have time, wrap it up.
It's a really awesome solution which lets
Wrap
us...
it up!
I just want to show you this short gameplay.
No time for that, man.
Oh, come on. Can I just tease him a little?
Wrap it up!
Oh, come on, please. Okay, tease.
Did you like this video? If you didn't, hit that dislike button. But if you did, hit that like button, that helps a lot.
Also, you can subscribe to our channel and will be the first one to see when the music and water video comes out.
Thanks for watching, and he's got a knife. If you didn't, hit that like button.
But that doesn't mean we don't have cool things to show you.
Yeah.
Not doing it now!
We've been working closely with Mitko in order to make sure that the UI is properly designed to properly